JonBenét Ramsey, a name that has haunted the American public for decades. The story of this 6-year-old girl from Boulder, Colorado, is one of the most baffling, disturbing, and widely covered unsolved murder cases in modern history. On December 26, 1996, JonBenét was found dead in her family's home under circumstances so mysterious and shocking that they continue to puzzle investigators and true crime enthusiasts alike. But before we dive into the chilling details of her case, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more undiscovered murder mysteries that remain shrouded in mystery. JonBenét Patricia Ramsey was born on August 6, 1990, into a well-to-do family. She was the youngest of 2 children born to John and Patsy Ramsey. Her older brother Burke was a few years her senior, and together they lived in a sprawling home in Boulder, Colorado, a picturesque city nestled at the foothills of the Rocky Mountains. JonBenét was described by family, friends, and neighbors as bright, vivacious, and outgoing. From an early age, she developed an interest in performance and beauty, participating in local and national child beauty pageants. She often wore sparkling dresses, carefully styled hair, and makeup that accentuated her youthful charm, capturing the attention of judges, audiences, and eventually the national media. Despite her public appearances, JonBenét was a typical child in many ways. She loved spending time with her family, playing with friends, and exploring the outdoors. Her life, though glamorous in certain circles due to the pageants, had the familiar rhythm of childhood, school, playdates, and family traditions. Yet, for reasons that remain largely unknown, the joyful rhythm of her life would come to a shocking and tragic halt one winter morning in 1996. The events of that fateful day began in the early hours of December 26th. The Ramsey family awoke to discover a peculiar and alarming sight: a ransom note, placed conspicuously in their home, demanding $118,000 for JonBenét's safe return. The note was long, carefully written, and seemed to reflect a detailed knowledge of the family's financial situation. Its tone was threatening yet calculated, raising immediate alarm and perplexity. The family promptly contacted the authorities, believing that perhaps JonBenét had been abducted. The initial hope was that she could be found and returned safely. However, the hope quickly turned to horror. Later that morning, John Ramsey discovered the unthinkable: JonBenét's body lying lifeless in the basement of their home. She had suffered a fatal blow to the head, and evidence of strangulation was apparent. The crime scene presented investigators with a chilling puzzle. It was a home where a young child should have been safest, yet the brutal reality of her death pointed to a carefully orchestrated act. The combination of the ransom note and the circumstances of her death immediately sparked suspicion, speculation, and intense media scrutiny. Who could have done this, and why? Was the perpetrator an intruder, or could someone closer to her be involved? Investigators faced numerous challenges from the outset. The home was not fully secured before authorities arrived, and family members, neighbors, and even curious onlookers had access to parts of the scene, complicating evidence collection. Despite these obstacles, law enforcement meticulously began to analyze every detail. The ransom note in particular was subjected to intense scrutiny. Experts analyzed its handwriting, phrasing, and paper type, hoping to extract clues about the author's identity. Every line, every word, every choice of language was evaluated for signs that might point investigators to the killer. The note's sophisticated language and precise demands only added to the perplexity, suggesting a level of planning that went beyond a typical crime of opportunity. The investigation inevitably turned toward JonBenét's family. John and Patsy Ramsey, as well as their son Burke, were interviewed extensively, and the media quickly amplified speculation about their involvement. It was a whirlwind of accusations, rumors, and public scrutiny. Yet despite the relentless questioning and the speculation, forensic evidence collected in later years would exclude the immediate family from direct involvement. DNA testing, fingerprints, and other physical evidence did not implicate any family member. Nonetheless, the shadow of suspicion lingered, fueled by media narratives and public fascination. Investigators also examined potential external suspects. Anyone who might have had access to the home, knowledge of the family, or a motive to harm JonBenét came under investigation. The ransom note suggested insider knowledge, which complicated the search for an outside perpetrator. Leads emerged but ultimately failed to yield conclusive results. Theories ranged from an intruder entering undetected to someone with more intimate knowledge of the home and family dynamics. Each lead brought new questions. How did the perpetrator evade detection in a well-populated neighborhood? Was the ransom note a genuine demand or a diversion designed to mislead investigators? The crime also sparked an unprecedented level of media attention. From newspapers to television programs, every detail of JonBenét's life and death was reported, dissected, and analyzed. The media frenzy created a parallel investigation in the public eye, with amateur sleuths, journalists, and true crime enthusiasts forming opinions and theories. The constant coverage increased pressure on law enforcement, but also ensured the case remained in the national consciousness. Headlines focused on the most sensational aspects: the child beauty queen, the elaborate ransom note, the affluent family, elements that made the story both tragic and captivating. Forensic investigators worked tirelessly, examining every possible piece of evidence. The ransom note underwent detailed handwriting analysis, and various fibers, traces of DNA and other physical clues were meticulously catalogued. Over the years, advancements in DNA technology allowed investigators to exclude the Ramsey family definitively from the crime. Yet, despite exhaustive efforts, no suspect has been formally charged, and the case remains officially unsolved. Every new theory introduced more questions than answers, leaving the public and investigators alike grappling with uncertainty and speculation. The tragedy of JonBenét's death has left a lasting impact on her community and the broader United States. It has shaped the way child abduction and murder cases are investigated, highlighting the importance of forensic analysis, crime scene security, and careful handling of evidence. The case has also served as a cautionary tale about media influence, the spread of public speculation, and the difficulty of separating fact from conjecture in high-profile crimes. Even today, true crime aficionados continue to study the case, examining evidence, reanalyzing leads, and debating theories in the hope that new insights might eventually bring resolution. Questions about JonBenét's murder linger in the minds of the public. Who was responsible for this brutal crime? Was it an intruder, or did someone known to the family orchestrate the act? Could the ransom note have been written by the perpetrator to mislead investigators, or was it a genuine demand? Despite decades of investigation, these questions remain unanswered. JonBenét Ramsey's story is both heartbreaking and haunting, a reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring mystery that surrounds her death. If you found this story compelling, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more undiscovered murder mysteries. Share your thoughts in the comments. Who do you believe was responsible for JonBenét Ramsey's death? Do you think this case will ever be solved? Your insights and engagement help keep these stories alive and in the public eye. Thank you for watching.